What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. In this one, we have the TWAB for today. I just wanted to apologize for lack of uploads. I just haven't really been finding anything of value to upload. Haven't really been playing Destiny. A little bit burnt out, but once we get back to there, I think we're good to go. So let's get right into the TWAB here. This week at Bungie, we talk about Rogue finding his chill in a new way to enjoy raids and dungeons. It already is almost mid-April already, huh? As the weeks continue to feel like they fly by in a rush for summer, we're excited to show off even more changes coming to Destiny 2 while we continue working on what the future means for our favorite spacefaring heroes. In the next few weeks, we'll be diving through some weapon sandbox changes and other topics of interest. One of the changes that we are already to talk about, however, is a new rotating system for some of the more challenging activities in game, particularly raids and dungeons. Ready to kick off another weekly Twabtastic celebration? Let's dive right into it, shall we? Dungeons and raids. Kind of like Dungeons and Dragons if you squint one eye and close the other. Before diving into what's next for activities like raids and dungeons, we did want to shout out that players can finally take Rogue's kicks to the face at an even higher ferocity because Master Val the Disciple is dropping next week. For the deets regarding the ramped up difficulty, Guardians should know that the power level is 1580 with the seasonal cap at plus 30. For those challenge hardy players, completing challenges at master difficulty will offer progress towards the raid seal. Each encounter completed also has the chance to drop an adept version of a given weapon for the raid. It's a neat way to up the ante a bit when taking on the more challenging aspects of Destiny 2. Master Val the Disciple drops next week on April 19th, so make sure to knock out any leveling needed and get that gear in tip-top shape because Master difficulty is never something to take lightly. But wait, there's more. As players continue exploring the Throne World and uncovering the true nature of the Witness's influence, we've heard your desire for reasons to return to previously released raid and dungeon content loud and clear. One way we're freshening up the raid and dungeon experience in Destiny 2 is by developing a new rotation of featured content that we think will like starting in Season 17. This is designed to make raid and dungeon content a bit more enticing over the course of a season, while also providing more ways to play when jumping into different activities with friends and clanmates. Essentially, we're breaking up our new rotator system into seasonal and weekly categories so that players can have a little additional freshness when taking on a weekly hunt for power. Let's start with our seasonal rotation, since the implementation is short and sweet. Each season, the newly released raid and dungeon will grant pinnacle rewards for all encounters. As an example, in Season 17, Val the Disciple and the upcoming Blank Dungeon. Outside of these, we'll have a raid rotator and a dungeon rotator, each offering a pinnacle reward once completed. For those wondering about the weekly rotation, this particular inclusion will have a chance to feature all raids and dungeons not listed as the seasonal rotation. Want to revisit the Vex and Garden of Salvation? Do it. Want to go toe-to-toe with Riven because you feel hungry for that wildly impressive and stressful as all heck for players like me that are prone to panic final encounter? Weird, but get on with yo brave and light-driven self. Get that bread. Rewards. What's different there? For the weekly rotation, completing the final encounter in any of the chosen raids or dungeons will award a pinnacle drop from a weekly challenge. For any raid or dungeon that offers a higher difficulty, such as Master Vault of Glass, that higher difficulty will also be available to select should players be itching for an additional challenge. Oh wait, you said you like farming? We got you there with the new rotator system. All lockouts and encounter rewards for legendary gear are being removed, which means all legendary drops in both raids and dungeons will be 100% farmable if you so choose. Throw on some lo-fi music, grab a cozy beverage, and farm to your heart's content. Or don't. The choice is yours, which is the point. I actually like these changes. I think it's interesting seeing a raid rotator. I think it's been in the talks for a while. Does that mean that but this also like raises the question like what raids are going to be in rotation? Are we going to have some old D1 raids? Are the loot from all those raids going to be brought up to like if it's a sunsetted raid or something? Let's say they did bring back a sunset raid. Would we get those weapons back? There's a lot of questions still needing to be answered, but I think we'll get that in a future TWAB. But I'm okay with a rotator. I think it's an interesting idea. So there is that. What's coming next? Patch notes preview. We are hitting that mid-season mark, which means it's time to do a little housekeeping. We're tackling a neat little failsafe for players when carrying objects for the Wellspring attack, some fine-tuning to Rolk and his ilk in the Valid Disciple raid, and taking a few more Gambit changes to continue making Drifter proud. We've got a small patch preview to share, nothing major, tempering those expectations now, but there are just some of the tweaks coming down the pipeline for Destiny 2 that you can look forward to before they go live later this month on April 19th. The Wellspring attack, fixed an issue that could cause teams to incorrectly wipe during a Master Wellspring when an objective is completed with only a few seconds left on the timer, added a failsafe so that carryable objects in both the ritual and boss phases of the Wellspring won't spawn out of bounds. Altar of Reflection fixed an issue where players could not complete the evidence board quest report Altar Reflect due to the Altar of Reflection not showing up properly. More like Altar of Reappearance. Hilarious. Vow the Disciple raid fixed an issue where Rolk would suddenly become shy and no longer transition back to his initial phase properly, effectively blocking progress. Fixed an issue where the Caretaker's dynamic health threshold UI would not consistently display for all players. Trials of Osiris fixed an issue where players were not receiving the expected rewards on post-flawless wins. I think this might allude to the bug that was last week. I don't know. I didn't farm it. I just don't care. Text chat. Virtual keyboard support is now available for console text chat. Improvements have been made to make text chat messages more legible, adding a system message text field that is italicized to display system text. Local chat now has an orange tint to it for differentiation. I don't even care. No longer the white color. Clearer chat color distinction for in-game colorblind settings. Weapon crafting. Added a consumable item that allows viewing of element counts. This can be acquired through the relic conduit. It is not a limited item. You can discard and reacquire it at any time. I don't know why we need a consumable for that. I don't understand why you can't just tell us how much of an element we have. It's kind of bullshit to me. I actually don't like this. Just tell us what they are. It's like, dude, what they're basically saying is oh, I'm gonna make fettuccine alfredo, and they're like, but I'm not allowed to view if I have all the ingredients. It's like, well, that's stupid. How am I supposed to? It just makes it harder. So I don't know. That was probably a bad analogy, but I don't really care. Artifact. Players with all 25 artifact mods unlocked can still reset the artifact for no additional Glimmer cost. Once all 25 artifact mods are unlocked, resets from that point are free. I like that. Abilities. Fixed an issue where Devour would sometimes grant less buff time if multiple targets were killed in quick succession. Added aim assist targeting to enemy Axion Bolt secondary projectiles to help players hit bolts that are chasing both themselves and fellow allies. Oh, that's awesome, dude. I love a good Axion Bolt buff. The upcoming patch will also tackle notable stability issues and crash fixes, Xur's wonky stats for his wares, and Raoul's destination materials for sale resume rotating at reset. Well, I'm glad they're fixing the Xur stats. I'm surprised that it's not getting fixed yet. It's taking forever, but it is what it is. Player support report. Mothman and his Moth Plan. In this time of week, and it's that time of week again. Time for our handy-dandy player support team to bestow upon us their mighty wisdom in the mightiest of mighty fashions, or so at the very least, an easy-to-read breakdown of known issues and recent changes you should be aware of. Plus, they're just really cool, but I may be biased. Anyway, this is the report. Xbox PC Game Pass. As of April 11th, 2022, Destiny 2 and its expansions, the Forsaken pack, for Shadowkeep and Beyond Light, left the Xbox Game Pass for PC in the Microsoft Store. Players who are accessing the Destiny 2 DLCs through the Xbox PC Game Pass will need to purchase them to maintain access to the expansions. Too many messages. As of April 14th, 2022, changes to in-game text chat have been implemented, effectively adjusting a recent change that caused players to run into a too many messages alert earlier than expected. This has been corrected to allow for more time to use in-game communication, which will help allow for Fireteam messages to run more efficiently, especially during instances like the Valid Disciple raid where multiple calls are necessary. Update 4.0.1 next Tuesday, April 19th. Destiny 2 Update 4.0.1 will be released. View our Destiny server and update status page for maintenance times, as well as the timeline below. Here's our timeline. Below is a list of known issues that are scheduled to be resolved in the update. The synaptic fanatic triumph doesn't trigger on all characters. The lucent executioners in the throne world are not rotating daily and have been stuck in the fluorescent canal, blocking the ascendant bounty hunter triumph. The combo tracker and wombo tracker ghost mods do not track throne world chests. The newness sheen on gear persists permanently. The seasonal curated shotgun reckless endangerment can't be reacquired from collections after dismantling. The warlock devour timer isn't consistent when killing multiple enemies over killing a single enemy. The Cleaver Emblem Grant. We are currently working to grant the Cleaver Emblem to players who completed the Vow Disciple raid during the contest mode extension. Players who qualified for the emblem can expect to receive it during the week of April 19th. Very nice. There are some lingering issues about players not getting emails even when they're through the troubleshooting steps we have listed here. The team is still looking into the issue and are currently tackling the problem head on. We will provide an update on the next steps as emails as soon as we are able. Known issues. For a full list of emergent issues in Destiny 2, players can visit our known issues article. Players who observe other issues should report them to our #help form. A meme and a freestyle rap walk into a bar. Stop us if you heard this one. So we got the movies of the week. Movies, you love to see them, right? One fan-made clip I just had to include because hunters are taking up all the conversation with their sweet Void 3.0 makeover, so I got to do my part to give my Titans some time to shine. What better way to do that with some awesome freestyle other than punching random objects and throwing a shield around like you're some kind of purple Captain America? The next video is a meme video of biblical proportions. I've got jokes. You'll see what I mean when you watch it. Enjoy. We're not going to watch these. I'm going to be honest right now. But it is what it is. Witness the glorious art. And now we have art of the week. Here, this is what we should be expecting. Please vote for this. Nobody wants the monsters. This is dumb. We don't want this. The art is nice, but the monsters aren't cool, okay? This is what you want. Just telling. Just saying. The creation of the disciple, very nice. We got the witness. We got Rolk, very nice. The results are in. One last thing before we let y'all go. We've got monsters. We've got mechs, but who was the ultimate winner? Recently, we shared a poll that players could partake in deciding what sort of armor ornament would be at the ready when Festival of the Lost rolls around later this year. Monsters were up for grabs for the second year in a row, but it looks like the mech design was what truly captured Guardian hearts around the globe. Let's break it down. Team Mech won by a hair, taking up 52% of the votes, but don't count out Team Monster because they came in like a wrecking ball at 48% of the votes. Well, no, let's count out Team Monster because they didn't win the votes. They didn't win this one. I'm going to talk about this again, okay? This looks way better than this. Like, looking at the Titan set, I don't see a single redeeming, like, thing about it. Not one. I don't like the hairy legs. The helmet is nasty, in my opinion. Chest piece isn't too that bad. I don't care for the arms, but I don't hate them. I do actually really like the mark. It just looks like chains right there. So that's nice. Warlock here looks all right. Helmet is good, I guess. I really like the coat or the jacket or whatever, the cloak. It's not bad. And then this one, it's pretty much just the pterodactyl shit we just got last season, so not really a huge fan of it. The gloves are all right, and so are the boots. But again, this is pretty much just the pterodactyl outfit back at it again. But when we look at the top, dude, ooh, look at the Warlock especially. This helmet is going to be in my main rotation. That is so clean. The whole set on Warlock is insanely nice looking. The Hunter, I actually enjoy most of the set here. The only thing I think it's a little like not enough armor on there, in my opinion. And then the Titan helmet is absolutely beautiful. It looks exactly like a Gundam. Everything I would want my Titan to look like. But that's just neither here or there. It doesn't really matter. As we rapidly approach the next part of the story as Season of the Risen continues, we're excited to reveal what's next for our Guardians and our corresponding shenanigans. Keeping it tuned in here to our weekly TWABs for more info on what's going down the pipeline, including more weapon changes, a new Gambit slab, and more. Until next time, stay kind, drink lots of water, and go out there and do some good in the world this week. Catch you on the flip side. Guardians. I don't know why I paused so hard. I should go. Hippie. Not a super juicy TWAB. I do think that the raid rotation is going to be interesting. I just don't know how the loot is going to look for that because they didn't really get into specifics. But that being said, it was still pretty cool. It was a decent TWAB. It wasn't bad at all. But again, we're going to try to upload a little bit more. I don't exactly know what I'm going to upload, whether that be like Elden Ring builds or things like that. We're going to try to be more like on top of things with that. But I appreciate everybody who took the time to watch this. If you like the video, consider like and subscription. It really helps the channel. And I'll catch you in the next one, guys. Peace.